Hello friends! I want to start this video by saying that I think mods are a great tool for the community to get extra features and content in their games, and when it comes to The Sims, we can all agree that the community input has always been a major aspect of the games. So I really don't want this video to come across as an attack on mods or on the possibility people have to create a mod that adds whatever option or extra feature to a game. Now, having clarified that, I want to share with you this thing that I initially read about in a post by creator Danielle Builds, so big shout out to her for exposing this topic in the first place. It seems that back in 2024, somebody had the idiotic idea of creating a mod for The Sims 4 called DEI Remover. And we're gonna be talking a little bit about what the mod was, why such a mod even existed, and that's why I added a disclaimer at the beginning, because I find the kind of hate I've seen in the community that supports this mod to be very triggering for me, and a warning when it comes to these topics is always appreciated. But maybe it's just me being too sensitive to navigate certain places for too long. I don't know. So one thing to know is that from what I've understood during my research, this mod is no longer working as it hasn't been updated by the original creator. And that's an absolute win, because my point is, if you need a mod like this one, honestly, why are you even playing Sims? That's why it made so much sense to me that the person who created the mod isn't really a Sim player. They tried The Sims 4 for the first time, got upset that the computer-generated people in the game don't all look like the cast of The Sound of Music, and came up with a solution to this frustration, I guess. So, what does the mod do exactly? It makes pre-made NPCs all white, straight, healthy, as in non-fat, without any natural hair color, whatever that means, and it even changes the relationship between Sims of the same sex who are partners and makes them siblings instead. Yikes, I feel disgusted already. And by the way, it's not like the genius who made this had to work so hard to create it, because the mod just requires MC Commander to work. So like, not only are you a despicable person, you're also a lazy bum. The creator of the mod also specifies in the comment thread that he even tried removing afro hairstyles and quotes body parts, meaning nose, eyes, and mouth, but didn't manage to. Like, this person seems to be so sick in the head to not even stand the sight of anything that doesn't look like this. One commentator rejoices at the arrival of such a groundbreaking mod and writes, "This is the mod I never knew I always never needed until now." Okay. Especially given these with which you can just nuke everything. I thought the weird, quirky clown show premates was the entire point, and this has been the case since the very beginning of the series. Although I have noticed the recent expansions have featured a decidedly more woke cast, but on the other hand, the game is set in California. All of the Sims act so California. Okay. That is to say, utterly incapable of surviving in the wild. Cause you know, he would be definitely capable of surviving in the wild. The wilderness would never scare away these bozos. They're only afraid of seeing a gay couple or a black person. It seems some other Sims players noticed the existence of this mod, so if you feel like someone should go to this little online basement and tell these people they're not okay for coming up with such an idiotic thing, don't worry, many have already done so, and they did so bravely because this granted them a cascade of insults I hadn't heard people using since the 8th grade. But besides the insults, users in the forum are accusing players who are reporting the existence of the mod as an attack. to their own freedom. Their argument goes like, nobody's forcing you to get the mod, you are the one who came to our space and criticized our preference in how we play the game. And let's fucking answer this, okay? First of all, freedom of speech, opinion, whatever, always comes in so handy when these people need to defend their own, yet they can't accept that if they're granted this freedom, so is everybody else. It's not like they're all sitting in a room and privately talking about how much they hate the rest of the world and how they would love to literally erase other people's existence, and I'm randomly breaking in to tell them to stop. The mod was posted in a public forum together with all the users' comments, and the fact that the platform they're using for their discussion isn't banning the words they're using, which would get banned in more mainstream places, doesn't really grant them the security nobody will see the fucked up crap they're writing in there. Like, oh my god, this level of stupidity makes my teeth hurt. These guys are so cool to come up with a mod that turns pre-made gay couples into siblings and fat Sims into skinny and black Sims into white. Then they all jerk each other off talking about how cool it is to have something that can finally protect them from all the wokeness in the Sims. But then when they find out people are literally watching them and reading the crap they write, the problem is that they got caught. That's what the problem is. And I also found out that some Sims players are trying to report the mod to the creator of MC Commander and to the Sims 4 support, something the fans of the mod find so disrespectful. But I think it's like the fucking minimum, especially because the mod requires the use of MC Commander to work. Like we said, it's not like the empty pumpkin head who made it came up with everything by himself. So where's the surprise? If I were the creator of MC Commander, I would also like to at least let people know I have nothing to do with this crap. I am the first to bring up whatever it is that I find wrong with the current state of the Sims franchise. If you've watched the channel before, you know I'm always vocal about the issues with The Sims 4 and EA's predatory tactics to milk their player base. But personally, I don't think DEI quota, as those bozos call them, are or have ever been the problem. If anything, I find the level of customization and diversity you get in the Sims games more than necessary and absolutely enjoyable. Sims are not real people, obviously, but the premise of the game has always been you're playing with life in a quirky video game way. And sure, life is whatever the player interprets it to be in The Sims, but I've never heard anybody complain that there are too many different Sims or too many different hairstyles. Like, what? Let's cut to the chase here. If you feel the need to come up with a stupid Sims 4 mod that just makes everyone straight, white, and thin, that's not a gameplay preference of yours. That's your own sociopathic issue that you should absolutely address in therapy, but also that's you trying to pour your own hate into a video game that has a completely different premise than what you're trying to achieve. And also, how fucking boring would it be to play a Sims game like that? With one type of skin tone, hairstyle, sexual preference, face features. If these baboons ever played their dream life sim, they would be the first ones to hate on it because it's boring. Like, why are you even playing The Sims if you hate other human beings so much? As a community, we often have disagreements. I know. We have arguments about The Sims 4, with one part of us complaining it's not good enough and others complaining because we complain. That's true. But I hope and I think, honestly, that none of us as Sims players understand, accept, or condone this kind of crap. If you hate the diversity in The Sims, you should be facing the fact you probably hate diversity in real life, and with that, I hope you seek help. Go out, touch grass, understand the fucking world doesn't really revolve around you, and learn how abrasive and dangerous hate really is. But if instead you love the diversity in The Sims and are looking for a community of players who enjoy live sim video games and are interested in the past, present, and future of the genre, please join me here at the Drama House by hitting that subscribe button. I know today we discussed some heavier and darker drama, but trust me, we usually really just talk about in-game drama, like the full lore of iconic neighborhoods like River Blossom Hills or Desiderata Valley, and if you need a palate cleanser right now, you can watch any of my deep dives. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate it. My name is Lady Drama, and I hope I'll see you very soon.